Hello everyone, John Coleman here. It's the 5th of December. Can you believe it? Reason for the top? Well, Brazil are playing South Korea tonight at 7 o'clock, and with four of my colleagues all from Brazil. I have no choice in that. No, that's true. My heart is with Brazil for tonight and for the rest of the tournament, though my money still says Spain. So you heard that here first. So what I want to do with this message is to give a kind of a summary of what's happened through the year and maybe have a quick preview as to what I expect next year. To start with, well, can you believe it? It's hard to imagine. COVID is gone, or so it seems. It seems like it was all one big bad dream, but hopefully we'll never have to talk about this ever again. So that's the first thing to acknowledge. Second thing, well, what's happened in the mortgage market? Well, some good, some bad news, and I'll just focus on it all, really. Firstly, two of the banks, Ulster Bank and KBC, have stopped trading, which isn't great news. Reduced competition. On top of that, then, for the first time in almost 10 years, interest rates have started to go up, and we will be seeing more of that next year. On the more positive side, the Help to Buy scheme has been extended for another 2 years, which is great news for first-time buyers in terms of helping them get their deposit. The second item again, which is good news, is what the first home scheme, which I'm only beginning to see it now. It's only kind of coming into effect now, and it's really making a difference in terms of helping people get to end up buying a house that they wouldn't have been able to get based on what the banks were prepared to lend them. So please check out my video on first home scheme if that's something, if you're looking at new properties, because it's really, 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 it's a scheme that I think is very, very beneficial. What else do I want to say? Yeah, well, on the I've been the bane of my life is the banks and their service. I don't want to count chickens just yet, but I have noticed in the last week a little bit of improvement in timings in terms of applications being looked at. Now that might be just based on the time of year, but I know some of the banks have taken on extra staff. So hopefully come January we will be getting better service from the bank. The other piece of good news that I didn't mention, and it was sort of a huge change, the central bank announcing that first-time buyers can now borrow up to 4 times their salary. So that's coming into effect from January, and that will be very, very well. It'll be welcome. It may have a little spike in the price. That will be my own personal best guess on it. And that's something that we just need to keep in mind. So I got my own, what I would call my own Christmas present earlier. We received our 100th review. And I'm kind of touched. Some of the reviews that we get are really, really humbling. In truth, well, I make the phone calls, and one of my favorite phone calls is ringing people up and saying, go get the keys to your home. There's a lot of hard work that goes on in between that phone call and getting to that point. But I have a team of people that I wouldn't be there without, and I really want to kind of name check them. Soya, who, God bless her, has been with me for almost 7 years at this point, so she deserves a sainthood. Deborah has been with me for over 3 years. Jazzy has been with me for over 2 years. Dave and Linda and Will have come on board and are with me over 6 months at this point. So without these people, I certainly wouldn't be able to give the service that I believe in giving, and we will continue to give it into the future. So it is a great honor to have received the 100th review, and hopefully many more to come. But that will be all on me to make sure we maintain the standards that we have set. So want to wish you all a very, very happy Christmas. From a property price point of view, I'm going to give my predictions early January. You'll hear that first. For the last 2 years, well, I said it when at COVID the prices wouldn't fall. I didn't say they'd go up, so I was less wrong than the so-called experts. I did predict that the house prices would continue to rise this year. We'll go into more depth what I feel is going to happen next year. I do believe there might be a little bit of a spike at the start of the year with the new central bank rules, but I think the interest rates then will have an impact at that point as well, at some point next year. But all to be continued. Happy Christmas, folks. Thanks a million for all the business that you put your trust in me this year, and hopefully will continue to keep in touch with me next year. So thank you once again, and I hope we all have a great and safe Christmas, and look forward to talking to you next year. Bye.